Hi, everyone, and welcome back to our English learning and speaking podcast. I'm Sarah, and I'm here with my co host, Mark.
Hello, everyone. Today, we're diving into a topic that's often debated: village life versus city life. Which one is better? This is something that many people have strong opinions about, and it really depends on your lifestyle and what you value most.
That's right, Mark. I've experienced both, and I have to say, each has its own unique pros and cons.
Let's pause for a moment. Sarah just used the phrase pros and cons. Do you know what that means?
Good point. When we say pros, we're talking about the advantages or the good points of something. Cons are the disadvantages or the bad points. So when we weigh the pros and cons, we're looking at both the positive and negative aspects.
Exactly. Now, Sarah, you've lived in both a village and a city. What do you think are some of the biggest pros and cons of each?
Well, let's start with village life. One of the biggest pros is the peacefulness. Villages are generally quieter and more serene. You don't have the constant noise and hustle of the city.
Let's break down those words. Peacefulness means being free from noise or disturbances. It's calm and quiet. And serene means calm and tranquil, often with a sense of beauty or natural surroundings.
Exactly. In a village, you're often surrounded by nature. There are more trees, fields, maybe even rivers. It's an ideal setting if you enjoy spending time outdoors. The pace of life is slower, which can be very relaxing.
That sounds wonderful, especially for someone looking to escape the stresses of city life. But what about the cons of living in a village?
Well, one of the major cons is the lack of conveniences. In a village, you might not have as easy access to things like shopping centers, restaurants, or entertainment options. You may have to travel a bit for things that are readily available in the city.
Conveniences here refer to things that make life easier or more comfortable, like stores, services, and public transportation. So, you're saying that while village life is peaceful, it might lack some of the modern conveniences that cities offer.
Exactly. And that can be a big adjustment for someone used to the city. On the other hand, living in a city comes with its own set of pros and cons.
Yes, let's talk about city life. One of the biggest pros of living in a city is the vibrancy. Cities are often full of energy, with lots of people, events, and opportunities. There's always something to do or see.
Vibrancy is a great word. It means being full of life and energy. It's a word you might use to describe a lively place, like a bustling city.
And with that vibrancy comes opportunity. Cities are usually where you'll find more job prospects, educational institutions, cultural events, and social activities. There's a certain buzz that comes with city living.
That's true, but that buzz can also lead to one of the cons of city life. It can be hectic and stressful. The fast pace, the noise, the crowds, these can all take a toll on you after a while.
Let's break down those terms. Hectic means very busy and full of activity, often to the point of being overwhelming. And stressful refers to something that causes stress, anxiety, or tension.
Exactly. Living in the city can sometimes feel overwhelming. There's always something happening, and it can be hard to find a moment of calm. But if you thrive in that kind of environment, it can also be very exciting.
That's a good point. Some people love the dynamic nature of city life, where things are constantly changing and evolving. Others might prefer the tranquility of the village, where life is more predictable and serene.
Dynamic means characterized by constant change, activity, or progress. It's the opposite of tranquil, which, as we mentioned earlier, means calm and peaceful.
So, Sarah, if you had to choose, would you pick village life or city life?
Oh, that's a tough question. I think it depends on what stage of life I'm in. Right now, I love the excitement and opportunities the city offers. But I can definitely see myself settling in a village later on, when I'm ready for a slower pace and more nature.
I completely agree. It's all about finding what works best for you at different times in your life. The city is great for career growth and socializing, but the village offers a deeper connection with nature and a close-knit community.
Speaking of community, that's another major pro of village life. People in villages often know each other well and help each other out. There's a strong sense of belonging.
That's a really important point. Belonging is a feeling of being connected and accepted within a group or place. In the city, it can be easy to feel isolated even when you're surrounded by people.
Isolated means being separated from others or feeling alone. So while cities offer a lot of opportunities, they can sometimes lack that sense of community that you find in villages.
So, to sum up, both village and city life have their merits and drawbacks. It really comes down to what you value more, whether it's the peace and community of the village or the energy and convenience of the city.
Absolutely. And we'd love to hear from our listeners. What do you prefer, village life or city life? Let us know in the comments or reach out to us on social media. So, while we were on break, I started thinking about something we all struggle with: deciding between healthy eating and fast food. It's such a common challenge, especially when time is tight. What do you think, Mark? Which one really makes more sense in our busy lives?
Which one is more practical? This is something that we all think about, especially when we're busy and have to make quick decisions about what to eat.
Absolutely, Mark. This is a debate that has been around for quite some time. Many people struggle with the decision between eating healthy and grabbing fast food, especially when they're juggling work, family, and other responsibilities.
Let's pause here for a moment. Sarah mentioned the word juggling. In this context, juggling means trying to manage or balance multiple tasks at the same time, just like a juggler keeps several balls in the air. So, when we talk about juggling in our daily lives, we're referring to the challenge of managing work, family, and other responsibilities all at once.
Exactly. And when you're juggling so much, it can be tough to make time for cooking healthy meals. That's why fast food is so popular. It's quick, convenient, and doesn't require any preparation. But is it the best choice in the long run? That's what we're going to explore today.
Great point, Sarah. So, let's start by talking about what we mean by healthy eating. Healthy eating refers to consuming foods that are nutritious and beneficial to our overall health. This usually means eating a variety of foods, like fruits, vegetables, whole grains, and lean proteins, while limiting processed foods, sugars, and unhealthy fats.
Let's break down some of those terms. When we say nutritious, we mean that the food provides the essential vitamins, minerals, and other nutrients that your body needs to function well. Lean proteins are proteins that are lower in fat, like chicken breast or fish, as opposed to higher fat options like red meat.
That's a good explanation. Healthy eating is all about making choices that support your body's needs, helping you to maintain energy, focus, and overall well-being. But as we know, sticking to a healthy diet isn't always easy, especially when you're pressed for time.
Pressed for time is a phrase that means you're in a hurry or don't have much time to spare. When you're pressed for time, it can be tempting to opt for fast food instead of preparing a meal. And that brings us to the other side of the debate: fast food.
Fast food refers to quick, convenient meals that are usually high in calories, fats, and sugars. Think of burgers, fries, and soft drinks. These are foods that are designed to be tasty and satisfying, but may not offer much in terms of nutrition.
That's right. Fast food is often seen as the more practical choice when you're busy because it's readily available and doesn't require any effort to prepare. But there's a downside to relying too much on fast food, especially if you're concerned about your long-term health.
Exactly, Sarah. Fast food may be convenient, but it often lacks the essential nutrients your body needs. Over time, consuming too much fast food can lead to health issues like obesity, heart disease, and diabetes. So, while it might be a quick fix in the short term, it can have negative consequences in the long run.
Let's break down some of those terms. When we talk about nutrients, we're referring to the substances in food that your body needs to stay healthy and function properly, like vitamins, minerals, and proteins. Obesity is a condition where a person has too much body fat, which can lead to other health problems. And heart disease refers to conditions that affect the heart, often caused by a buildup of fat in the arteries.
Those are really important points. And speaking of practical choices, we should also consider the cost factor. Many people believe that eating healthy is more expensive than eating fast food. What do you think, Sarah?
That's a common belief, and there's some truth to it. Fresh fruits, vegetables, and high-quality proteins can be more expensive than a value meal from a fast food restaurant. But there are ways to eat healthy on a budget. For example, buying in-season produce, shopping at local markets, and cooking at home can all help reduce costs.
Good tips, Sarah. And while fast food might seem cheaper upfront, it's important to consider the potential healthcare costs down the line if your diet leads to health problems. In that sense, investing in healthy eating now could save you money in the future.
Let's talk about another aspect of healthy eating: preparation time. One of the biggest challenges for many people is finding the time to prepare healthy meals, especially when they have a busy schedule. But with a little planning, it's possible to make healthy eating more practical.
That's a great point. Meal prepping, for example, is a strategy where you prepare meals or ingredients ahead of time so you have healthy options ready to go throughout the week. It might take some time up front, but it can save you time and stress later on.
Meal prepping is definitely a game changer. And let's not forget the importance of portion control. Even when eating healthy foods, it's important to pay attention to portion sizes to avoid overeating. Fast food portions, on the other hand, are often much larger than what you actually need, which can lead to overconsumption.
Overconsumption means eating more food than your body needs, which can lead to weight gain and other health issues. That's why it's important to be mindful of how much you're eating, whether it's a healthy meal or fast food.
So, Mark, if you had to choose, which do you think is more practical: healthy eating or fast food?
That's a tough question. I think it really depends on your priorities and lifestyle. If you're focused on long-term health and have the time to prepare meals, healthy eating is definitely the way to go. But if you're in a rush and need something quick, fast food might seem like the more practical option at that moment.
I agree. It's all about finding a balance that works for you. For some people, a combination of both might be the best solution. Maybe eating healthy most of the time and allowing for the occasional fast food meal when you're really pressed for time.
Exactly. It's also worth mentioning that not all fast food is unhealthy. Some fast food chains are offering healthier options these days, like salads, grilled chicken, and fruit cups. So, it's possible to make better choices even when you're eating on the go.
That's a great point. And don't forget that drinking water instead of sugary drinks can also make a big difference. Little changes like that can add up over time and contribute to a healthier lifestyle overall.
Well said, Sarah. So, listeners, we'd love to hear your thoughts. What do you find more practical in your daily life, healthy eating or fast food? Share your experiences with us in the comments.
And if you found this discussion helpful, don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more podcasts on English learning and everyday topics. We're here to help you improve your language skills while exploring interesting and relevant issues.
Thanks for joining us today, everyone. We'll see you in the next episode.